Hi guys, something slightly different from my ITcast post this month. Instead of writing an article, I thought I'd do a short how-to. A little while back I did a post about some of the nifty little tools that you can use online to do different things, and one of the ones that I recommended was Pic Monkey. Almost forgot the name of it there. And if you're like, you maybe play around with iPhoto on your Mac, or you love what other people do with Photoshop, you just want to enhance your pictures a little bit, maybe you enjoy using Instagram, but you want to do something that's a little bit more finicky. It's a word my mum might have used, but you just want to play around with it a little bit more and improve your pictures a little bit. You know, if you've got a zit right in the middle of your forehead and you want to get rid of it. So I'm just going to show you how you might use Pic Monkey to do a few cool things with your pictures. Okay, here we go. The thing you'll need to do is visit the website itself. So you're just going to type in www.picmonkey.com. and this is where it will take you. Now, as you can see, I'm already logged in, and to sign up is completely free. I have paid for a couple of extra editing things, and any of you who have used Photoshop or anything like that before will know that it's really expensive. Pic Monkey is dead cheap, and there's a couple of different packages you can have. Just be aware that if you're, as I'm going through this on my profile, I'll try and point out the bits that I've paid extra for, but there's an awful lot of it you can use for free anyway. So let's just click on here, and we're going to edit a picture. So you want to upload one of your pictures. Let me see. I'm gonna do one that I've done before. This is one you might recognise from some of my profiles. This is what it looked like originally. So as you can see, I'm a little bit pasty, and I'm not really happy with the background stuff going on. Yeah, not happy with this at all. Okay, let's see what I can do with it. So first of all, you've got your basic edit, so you can crop the picture. So that's the same as you probably have used that loads of times before. This is all the kind of free stuff. You can rotate it, you can enhance the exposure, so you can make it brighter. Whoa, you can make it duller. Meow. Okay, we're going to leave that in the middle. If you do something you don't like it, you can just click cancel, but you can play around with the highlights, with the shadows. Ooh, nifty. And with a bit of contrast. There we go. So you can play around with those things, click cancel. You can also play around with colours, so the saturation, the temperature. Again, if you're using a Mac, you'll probably be familiar with these tools because you can use them on iPhoto for free, but if you're on a PC, then you might not have used those tools with your pictures, depending on what you use for your picture editing. And then just sharpen and resize. So those are all pretty self-explanatory. Next thing you can use are, once they load up, are effects. Now some of these you'll recognise from tools like Instagram, and even Flickr and Google Plus now will let you have a certain amount of filters and things as you're playing with your pictures. So here are a few. Now these are free ones you can use. Here we go, blue or red. Now you'll notice, see the little crown here on this one. Oh, cancel. Sorry, let me cancel this first or else it's going to give me into trouble. So these ones with the little crown on them, that's the ones you have to pay for. They're a little bit extra. So I'm not sure why, like how they pick them, but there's like, so some of them are free, some of them are not. And you can go through and play with these, and just, as you can see, there's a load of them. There's a lot more than you get on Instagram or any of those other tools. There's a shitload of them, excuse my French. Now this is the bit that I love, which is the touch up. Now this makes touching up really, really easy. So there's the Blemish Fix. I have used this. You can just fix the brush size. If you pull it over, you can see what the brush size is here. Okay, so I've got I have to say, I've probably done a little bit of lighting and stuff on here that's kind of hidden a few things as well, and I suspect that I was wearing makeup when I took this picture, so some of the stuff I'll have covered up in the natural way that us ladies do, which is with a bit of makeup. But if I just want to take some of the bits that are just slightly less than perfect and just kind of fade them into my skin tone a little bit more. Now that's the Blemish Fix stuff, and that's fine, but what I really love is this kind of thing. So this is a bit of blush boost. Now see how my forehead is ridiculously white, so what I want to do is see this kind of natural tone here, and I use quite a big brush, and I just want to put a little bit of that over my forehead. Now it's just slight, and on this video it might not show up too much, but if you play around a little bit, it can just take that kind of shocking whiteness out of, like, say if you've used a flash in your photo, or if the light source is just a little bit too bright for your skin, and being the pasty person that I am, that often happens, especially with my giant forehead. So you can use something like this as, you know, it's just like putting bronzer on. But if you didn't do it before you took the picture, let's do it afterwards. You can also just add blush, so you can, I'm not sure how good I'm going to be at this, but let's give it a try. So you want to, let's see how amusing this is. Whoa, nice bit of blush there. Let's give me a bit of red wine flush. Nice. So you can get carried away making yourself look ridiculous. Let's put a bit of blush here. Anyone remember the Sex and the City episode when Sarah Jessica Parker had a ridiculous spot on her face and she was on a train and she tried to cover it up by making her cheeks blush match her spot? I was just never sure how that was ever going to work. Anyway, this is how you might try that out. So I'm going to cancel that for now because that looks ridiculous. You can whiten your teeth. You can lip tint. So you can pick which colour of lipstick you might want. Let's have a little bit of pink. Now this is, it's not as difficult as you might think. Like, so if I just put this over my lips here, it's not as ridiculously hard and specific to put on as you might expect. Like, I went a little bit over there. But you can just make this brush a bit smaller and you can play around with putting colours and stuff on. I'm not really spending a lot of time doing being careful with this. So you can play with mascara, red eye maneuver, a bit of nip tuck. I've not tried that yet, to be honest. My things I usually use just a little bit of the stuff that I would normally do with makeup. So it's a bit of bronzer, a bit of covering up the spots, a little bit of shadow. So things like, you know, underneath your jawline here, you might want to add a little bit of shadow. And yeah, just cover up any blemishes and things that you're having trouble with. Okay. Let's go through the rest of the options. So this is if you want to put any text on. So there's lots of other things that you can put text and pictures on here as well. Little images and overlays. DIY hearts. So I can put that on there. I can make it bigger. I can make it see-through. I can make it fade. There's lots of things I can do. Ooh, let's get rid of that for now. Delete. There we go. Frames. So you want to put something like that. Depends what you're going to use the picture for, actually. And then you can add textures. I want a little bit of wall behind me. That doesn't look crazy at all. Zombies! So this is where you can add decay and stuff to your face. Now this is pretty cool. So instead of making yourself look better, let's make you look more zombie-like. Amazing! So this is handy if you want to put forward, I don't know, you might want to have a Twitter profile picture that makes you look like a zombie. Why not? Okay. One of the things, so the background of this picture that I really am not keen on at all. I'm trying to remember which filter I used, because you'll notice that this is my profile picture for quite a lot of things. And I just added, oh, there it is, dark edges. I just added that in, and I think I made it a little bit darker actually. I increased the size or the intensity a little bit, just to make it, because then you kind of notice the stuff at the background a little bit less. So I quite like that, and I also added a filter to it. So this is how you play around with it. So get your picture how you like it. You can save it, share it, undo things. I'm gonna save this one, and then you can download it. So you can, for some reason they call it Roger, Pierce and Sean, so that just shows you exactly how they feel about which James Bond and why. You pick here whether it's going to be a JPEG or a PNG file. Pick the quality. I usually go for the highest quality because it's much easier to make things smaller rather than make it, you know, less pixelated going forward. And then you just click on, come on Sean, cooperate, save photo, and then decide where you're going to save it to. I'm just going to cancel it, and then it'll download it into your folder, and that's how you do it. I can cancel this, and I can go back to the beginning, don't save, and start all over again. And that's how you use Pic Monkey. So there is a little bit playing around with your pictures, getting rid of the spots, getting rid of the shadows, or making you look like a zombie, because that's fun. It's a little bit like on the Google Plus Hangouts when you put the big ugly faces or the cat ears and stuff on top of you. Why not? So if you've ever thought, oh, I'd love to be able to Photoshop my pictures and just edit them a little bit so that my skin tone's a little bit nicer, or just use those kind of filters that you use on Instagram without having to share the picture on Instagram, why not have a checkout of Pic Monkey and play around with it? Like I say, not all of it is free, and if you see a little crown at the bottom of any of the filters or any of the tools, that means you have to pay for it. I think, if I remember correctly, it's in dollars, so if you're in the UK, it's pretty cheap, and it's definitely cheaper than Photoshop. It's not as advanced, you can't do nearly as many things with it, but if you just want to tinker around and do a little bit of improvement and playing around with stuff, if it's for your blog or just profile pictures, then give it a go. Bye bye.